In a world where social media rules all and everyone has some sort of a medium to be able to say what they want to say, it's very easy for people to forget that sometimes it's okay to just shut the hell up sometimes. And that is exactly where I want to go with this bombshell story that I saw last night. This story developed on Twitter and it's still being investigated, by the way, but this had to be the biggest gotcha moment ever captured on Twitter. And I really don't think I'm exaggerating. Like, I really don't think I'm far off with that take. I truly believe that this is probably the craziest exposing of someone on social media to date. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me calm down. I'm gonna walk you guys through this shit nice and slow. So last night, I'm scrolling on Twitter, like I normally do, just minding my business, when I come across this tweet. The tweet says, okay, enough is enough. I'm ready to be in love by tonight. To which the person we are going to be speaking on in this video, who goes by the name Talecka Brown, but she goes by the username on Twitter, the username T, sweet_T times 3. She responds saying this: honestly, by this weekend, LMAO. Now, looking at this, you would think nothing of it, right? Very harmless tweet, right? Well, that's exactly what I thought until Talecka's tweet was quoted by another Twitter user calling her out, saying this: imagine shooting your own 13-year-old baby girl in the neck while she has her back turned, walking away from you. Then when you realize she lived, try to convince her to go along with your lie to the police and blame it on another black person. SMH. And if that wasn't bad enough, this person that called Talecka out also revealed the news segment clip where they talked about the absolute horrendous and unforgivable act that she committed against her 13-year-old daughter. And I will show you that now. Please take a look at this crazy ass shit, y'all.
A few hours ago, a judge denied bond for 32-year-old Talecka Brown.
Police say she shot her 13-year-old daughter in the neck during an argument at their Seat Pleasant home. Brown is facing several charges, including first-degree murder.
Well, the state's attorney's office says that the teen victim is still currently in stable but critical condition. However, they did say that she was able to get up and walk around a little bit. Now, the attorney's office is also saying that at this point, the immediate concern is making sure that Brown can't stop her daughter from telling the truth.
And while no one thinks that a mother would shoot her very own daughter, no one could conceive of that. These incidents do happen.
Today, 32-year-old Talecka Brown was brought in front of a Prince George's County judge. Brown is accused of shooting her 13-year-old daughter during an argument. Police arrived at Brown's residence on 69th Place in Seat Pleasant just before 5 p.m. Monday. Officers found the teenager near the front door with a gunshot wound to her neck. Court documents say initially, the victim told police that an intruder shot her when she got home from school. But audio from 911 dispatch shows her story didn't match with what Brown told police.
3 hours, I checked the surrounding areas for Walkerville Middle School. I'm not showing any sound of gunshots in that area.
Copy that. Yeah, we spoke with a few neighbors also. They didn't hear anything. Mom is advising that she arrived home from Walkerville Middle School like this. She came home, she was already bleeding and apparently had a gunshot wound to the back of her neck, but it did not happen at this location apparently.
Once the teenager was taken to the hospital, she told investigators that her mother told her to lie about what happened and confessed that after their altercation, she saw her mother holding a gun.
I am absolutely mind blown. I can't even conceive of something like this happening. This piece of shit ass chick got into an argument with her child who's only 13 years old and thought that the best way to go about solving that argument is to just bust a cap in her neck, almost killing her. Then on top of that, if that wasn't already worse enough, she went up to her and told her to lie to the cops about who shot her and tell her that it was because, somebody broke into the house and shot her. How absolutely foul can you be? This is straight up demonic shit. Like, this is past demonic shit. Like, this is absolutely devilish to do. To shoot your own child in the neck because of some stupid argument? What the fuck could you possibly have been arguing about with a 13-year-old? I mean, like, what the hell? And the reports are saying that, it was a mix between a verbal and physical altercation. So you was fighting your 13-year-old daughter too? What type of ghetto ass ratchet ass shit is that? Your daughter is 13. I can only imagine the kind of stupid ass arguments I was having with my parents as a 13-year-old, and never once did it cross their minds to shoot me as a way of solving it. I couldn't believe my eyes.
The prosecution revealed that Brown left the teen's father a voicemail this morning, trying to influence her daughter. The judge decided that Brown would be held without bond to keep that from happening.
It's her mother. She's going to listen to her mother. And so we don't want her to be tainted in any way by the pressure.
Now, Leslie and Lorenzo, the most serious charge that Brown is facing, first-degree attempted murder, carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. She hasn't put in a plea yet, but she is scheduled to go back into court on October 25th. Now, in regards to that voicemail, the victim's father said that not once throughout the entire voicemail did Brown ask how her daughter is doing.
The whole thing just seemed inconceivable, Lionel, thinking about this little girl as she recovers from both the physical wounds and the wounds of knowing that she was allegedly hurt so deeply by her own mom.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to come back from. Your own mother tried to off you, all for absolutely no reason. The fact that the 13-year-old had more sense to walk away to try and de-escalate the situation than her own trifling ass mother did is wild to me. How in the hell is the mother in this situation, who's a year older than me, how in the hell was she less mature? How was she the less mature one? And the wild part of this is that tweet that I showed y'all earlier was tweeted on the 23rd of this month at 4:02 p.m. and the shooting happened at 4:50. So what happened in that house to make a situation go from 0 to 100 in a span of 45 minutes? This bitch is the scum of the earth, and to have the unmitigated gall to have this girl as your profile header on your Twitter page is crazy. And what's even more fucked up and twisted is that earlier this month, she was tweeting about how she was so mad that some kids came to her daughter's school and they brought fake guns with them, and how the school didn't do enough or they didn't do anything about it. And then a week later, you do this? Like, please make this make sense. How the hell did we get here? And to do it so nonchalantly to the point where you shoot her and you automatically think of a lie on the spot because you knew you were wrong for that shit. And you tell her to lie to the cops about all of it to protect yourself. So fucking evil. The part that's left out of this is that this chick last year, this same chick was involved in a domestic violence case where the judge had to grant a temporary stay away order. And it's not clear from who or where, but the stay away order was then denied because there was no basis for relief. So it's obvious, me saying that, it's obvious that this wicked witch of the DMV has emotional issues and can't seem to keep her fucking hands to herself. You don't just go from 0 to 100 that fast without having thought about doing some shit like this before. Even after they arrested her, this chick was still lying during the interview with the police until she eventually caved in and admitted that she was the only one home with her daughter at the time of the shooting. Like, the thought of essentially offing your child had to have come across your mind at some point in the past, and you just needed a reason to do it. That's what this is sounding like to me, which again is so fucked up. Now, the daughter is in critical condition. She was still in intensive care from the gunshot wound, obviously, but she managed to walk around the hospital. The doctors, they were a little concerned that she could be paralyzed because of where the bullet hit her. Now, the main goal during this investigation is to keep the daughter as far away from this mother as possible, because the mother could very well try and coerce her to lie to the cops again and try to taint her. Obviously, a 13-year-old is still at the end of the day going to see this person as her mother, no matter how fucked up she tried to do her. at the end of the day, mentally, she's still going to look at this person as her mother. And so that emotional tie is still going to overpower judgment, right? Overpower logic, that this same chick who, you know, is your mother basically wanted you dead. That's really the biggest thing, is to keep them far away from each other as possible. The mother has been charged with first-degree attempted murder, which does carry a life sentence in the state of Maryland. The judge ordered that Talecka be held without bond. This was honestly one of the craziest stories I've ever seen, and it all stemmed from one single tweet. That wasn't even that bad, mind you. Like, it wasn't even like, you know, it was like some rage bait, clickbait ass type of tweet that you see on Twitter now. Like, it was just a regular, you know, kind of tweet, and she got exposed for it. And this was honestly one of the craziest stories I've ever seen. You know, one tweet opened up this wombo-sized Pandora's box, and it's still spilling out bones. I mean, it's still exploding with new information. You know, I mean, you heard in the news clip that she, you know, during this whole thing, she didn't even care to see how her daughter was even doing. She didn't even care if she was dead or alive or paralyzed or nothing. Never asked about it, not once. And my next question is, where's the father at? Where's the father? Because if I'm the dad, I'm asking for immediate custody. Like, that's crazy. And so she has been getting flamed on Twitter this whole time. I'm honestly surprised that her page is still up. Most likely it's probably still up because they're still investigating. So, you know, the investigation is probably going to be looking into her tweets as well. So, you know, all of her social media, whatever else she got, Facebook, Snapchat, fucking TikTok, anything. So it is looking like this chick is going away for a very, very, very long time. And honestly, you know, it's a really fucked up situation, but I absolutely had to talk about it just from the fact that I was just so shocked. Right. It wasn't even like this was some breaking story that happened, you know, on the news and I saw it on TV or something. Like, no, I literally saw this whole thing unfold. Now, the tweet has well over like 4 million, 9 million, between 4 and last time I checked, it was like 4.5 million. But then I checked again, it was like 9 million views. So like the tweet has millions of views. It's been seen all over the world at this point. And I had to talk about this. This was a crazy situation that I saw unfold in real time, and I just had to talk about it with y'all. But if you made it this far in the video, please don't forget to smack a like on it. And don't forget to subscribe for the one time. Peace, man. Jeez, man. These people crazy as hell. Damn.